Hey, graphic design, welcome back. You are in week 11. And so this week we are hopefully going to make quite a bit of progress on your portrait painting in Photoshop. So here is our schedule for the week. You'll notice first we have, of course, watch the weekly update. Good job. And then our discussion post for this week is what do you like to do while you work on your art projects? Do you listen to music? Do you have a movie or a TV show that you're binge watching in the background? Are you able to multitask, or do you have to have it pretty quiet? Explain, go into detail. What is your best setting to be able to work? Because I know for this week, once you watch a couple of the tutorials, you're really just going to be spending time working on this and repeating some of those steps. And so hopefully you'll get into a groove and you'll be able to maybe multitask with some music or a movie or something, if you can get to that point or if that helps you. And so I want to hear from you guys. What do you usually do whenever you're working on something like this? The next part is just a review. I've updated the portrait painting instructions, tried to make it even like as simple as I can, and actually added tutorial links on there as well. So these are the same instructions that you looked at last week. Just the steps that we're going over this week, I have now made a little more full and a little hopefully easier to follow. And then I created a tutorial over the next part of those instructions, which is adding your base color. And so you will have today, tomorrow, Friday to just work solely on adding base color, which it does take a little bit of time and it takes some practice, but that should be plenty of time to get those things done. So once you watch that tutorial, you can follow along with me, and then just have that time through Friday working on that. On Monday, you're going to move on to the next step, which is adding shadows and highlights. And that also includes just adding any additional details that you might want to include. So I've created a different tutorial of me now adding those things as well and following with the same, on that same instructions page, it shows you the written instructions of that. So watch and follow along with me. And then you're going to start that on Monday and Tuesday, and you'll actually have a little bit of time next when we get back from break to continue that. And so I know that that's going to take more than just 2 days to be able to do your highlights and your shadows, but hopefully you'll get at least halfway done. So here's what to do. You'll have your weekly discussion, and then make sure that you're all the way through to where you're adding your highlights and your shadows, because next week, or when we get back from break, we're going to finish up those highlights and shadows, finish up any additional details, and then move on to our next project pretty quick. I'm going to go ahead and jump into Schoology so you can see where all this stuff is. Unit 5, portrait painting is where we're living. You've already done the prep work a while ago, and I actually organized because there was a bunch, it was getting kind of busy in here. So I have our new weekly discussion. If I open up portrait painting instructions, that's essentially everything we've been doing. So here are, here's like the intro that you already did. And then here are the instructions that are also linked in the schedule that I just showed you. And then the videos for this week are down at the bottom. So you have those in a couple different places. Let me know if you need anything, if you have any questions. I know sometimes Photoshop can be a little bit finicky. Make sure you have your laptop pulled or plugged in while you're working, because I know for me, my battery will get drained. So make sure you're somewhere where you can keep that thing charged. Definitely have your stylus charged and ready to go. It's going to be really, really helpful this week, as it probably was last week when you were doing your black outlines. And have fun with it. I can't wait to see what you guys are doing. Let me know if you need any help.